watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello, I'm Unat Gentry, and this is News 25. It is Thursday, August 10th. In our top national story, a major wildfire that broke out in Maui on Tuesday now has officials declaring that 36 people have been confirmed dead, and that number will continue to rise as assessments are ongoing. And that wildfire, unfortunately, continues to spread across the island. RJ Camacho reports.
Multiple wildfires fueled by strong winds from a passing hurricane, Hurricane Dora, and a dry summer have resulted in the death of 36 people as of recording and has destroyed homes and other buildings on the Hawaiian island of Maui. The fire, which started on August 8th, left residents of Maui with little time to act, leading to some fleeing into the ocean for safety. According to officials, not only have 36 people passed due to the fire, but 271 structures have been either damaged or destroyed, with dozens of people having been injured. This has been the deadliest fire since the 2018 Camp Fire in California, which killed at least 85 people. Officials have also warned that the death toll in Maui could still rise as the fires rage on. Adam Weintraub, the spokesman for the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, was quoted saying, "These were large and fast-moving fires, and it's only recently that we've started to get our arms around them and contain them. So we're hoping for the best, but we're prepared for the worst." According to experts, climate change is increasing the likelihood of events such as this, and the Coast Guard was reported to have rescued 14 people who fled the fires via the ocean, including 2 children. According to a Wednesday morning news conference, Beeson, the Maui County mayor, stated that officials have yet to begin investigating the immediate cause of the fires, but officials did point to the combination of dry conditions, low humidity, and low winds.
In response to that wildfire in Maui, Las Vegas officials are deploying a 5-person team to help assist with search and rescue there. Rory Rossell gives us those details.
Members of the Nevada Task Force will be traveling to Maui to aid search and rescue efforts as multiple wildfires still continue to ravage the island. Clark County officials have confirmed that the 5-person team has been deployed by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This team includes emergency responders from various Clark County jurisdictions and 2 K-9 officers, who have packed up for their departure today, August 10th. Team members included are responders from the Clark County Fire Department, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, Henderson Fire Department, and North Las Vegas Fire Department. Currently, there are 3 wildfires causing widespread damage throughout Maui. The massive wildfires have been reportedly fueled by gusty winds from Hurricane Dora, which passed to the south of the island of Hawaii earlier this week.
Turning now to news about local blazes, a fire breaks out in Las Vegas at an apartment complex where nearly 40 personnel from the Clark County Fire Department and Las Vegas Fire and Rescue respond.
At approximately 6 a.m. on August 8th, a structure fire occurred in Vegas at 5201 Walnut Avenue and was reported to have someone possibly inside the involved unit. Upon arrival, units found smoke and flames coming from the front door of the reported apartment, which was on the first floor of the building. According to a report from the Clark County Fire Department, 1 engine was assigned to fire attack while firefighters went into the interior. As additional units arrived, they were assigned to evacuate the building and check for extension of the fire in the surrounding apartments. The team sent in to fight the fire located the fire in the kitchen and quickly extinguished it. There were no extension to the surrounding units, and no one was found to be in the surrounding units or the one the fire originated in. No injuries have been reported at this time, and the fire is still under investigation.
And the mall apartment fire in Las Vegas that broke out in late June is still under investigation.
On June 20th, a fire occurred in Vegas that engulfed and destroyed a large apartment complex that was reported to be 75% complete before the fire halted construction. The investigation into the fire is still ongoing. However, officials say that there are no signs of arson. Investigators are confident that the fire started on the roof. Assistant Chief of Investigations, Carlito Ramos, has stated that the fire is classified as undetermined. Ramos also stated that they could not identify a competent heat source or the first material ignited, which he states that one cannot make a determination without those two things. It was also stated that due to the size and intensity of the fire, it has been made impossible to reach a determination on an official cause.
In more local news, the Nye County Sheriff's Office takes 2 people into custody for child abuse or neglect charges.
On August 5th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were responding to a welfare check on a newborn baby. Upon arrival, officers made contact with Darian Lee, who escorted officers into her bedroom where a 5-day-old baby was sleeping. According to the declaration of arrest, officers stated that the room appeared to be in disarray, with clothes, trash, and other miscellaneous items piled on the floor. Officers also noted observing an operational .22 caliber rifle hanging on the wall. Next to the sleeping baby was allegedly a straw with drug residue and a cigarette lighter. Darian allegedly stated to officers that heroin is her drug of choice and last used the drug approximately 20 to 30 days ago. She also allegedly stated she smoked marijuana approximately 4 hours prior to the officer's arrival and smokes marijuana to counteract her heroin withdrawals. According to the declaration of arrest, Darian stated that there were no other children in the home. However, while speaking to Darian, officers stated they heard another child in the bathroom. Upon entering the bathroom, they witnessed another child sitting naked on a blanket on the bathroom floor. According to officers, the bathroom was allegedly in disarray, and within direct reach of the child was a large kitchen knife, a large torch lighter, and miscellaneous trash. On the sink of the bathroom was, allegedly, a large open jar of marijuana, cigarette butts, a container of wax, and ashes. Darian stated to officers that the child was sleeping in the bathroom. Darian then contacted Chad Utter via the cell phone and walked outside to the backyard with officers. And upon walking outside, Chad was located. Both Darian Lee and Chad Utters were then placed under arrest. Both are facing the charges of child abuse or neglect and owning or possessing a gun by a prohibited person.
When News 25 returns after this break, we're telling you about wild horses in the process of adoption here in Pahrump and cloud seeding processes. All that and more when we return.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, if you're in the market for a horse, you might be able to adopt one soon because Friends of the Wild hold an emergency meeting to discuss a group of wild horses that were rounded up here in Pahrump by the BLM, then taken off to Ridgecrest to hold until they can be auctioned off.
This morning we had an emergency meeting due to the current gather that took place. Our Facebook page has been flooded with people that are interested in how we could possibly get our horse families back. We needed to get on the same page, and this morning's meeting we feel was very helpful in those terms. We had a lot of community input, a lot of great suggestions. Someone set up a GoFundMe page, which you'll see soon after it is edited and reviewed by the board of our organization. We want to thank everybody that came out to give their input and suggestions. It was very helpful. And please stay tuned to see what we can get accomplished. We are working with the BLM. We have different people that have connections with BLM that have been helpful, and hopefully that the end result of this, what we're trying to do, turns out to be a positive thing for Pahrump. We did talk about setting up committees. One of the things that we're having problems with is getting our legislators to communicate with us. So we have reached out to our membership that came today for anyone that may have a relationship with our local representatives or even our Washington, D.C. representatives. We are hoping that we can get a connection with them so that we can make a difference to something that has been a battle, the roundups and the gathering of our animals for decades. And that is the mission of Friends of the Wild Horses and Burros, but we are distracted now with the gather that just took place. We're trying to get these guys back, if at all possible, through the adoption process. And that's what our goal is and where we're taking this right now. We have a person that has been kind enough to offer her land and build some structures that, as required by BLM. She is not asking for us to pay any kind of monthly fee to her. The only thing that she would ask is that if we have volunteers that can help build the structures, or people that can donate money to help them get built. That's all she's asking.
And a report is being given at the recent Nye County Water District Governing Board meeting regarding data from the cloud seeding project that's currently being conducted by the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education on behalf of the Desert Research Institute.
Basically, what we're doing is we're trying to enhance the efficiency of clouds to produce snowfall. That's the goal of cloud seeding. Clouds typically convert about, if you talk about the moisture moving over the mountain range, about 6% of that falls out as precipitation during a decent winter storm. So you have about 94% of that moisture moves beyond the mountain barrier and doesn't become realized as precipitation. So cloud seeding's goal is to enhance the efficiency in which clouds can convert moisture into precipitation. So what we're trying to do here is we are looking for clouds below the mountaintop level. We need clouds that contain sub-freezing liquid water drops. We need the temperatures at about 12,000 feet above sea level to be minus 5 degrees C or 23 Fahrenheit. And then based on our climatological studies, we want the winds to be blowing anywhere from south-southeast through from the south-southeast through the southwest. So here's a shot of what a cloud seeding generator looks like. So for this particular winter, we had the 2 generators you guys funded, which are on the Nye County side. And then we had one up in Lovell Canyon. That's that one sort of in the middle. And then there was one down on the far southern end on Potosi Mountain, which was targeting the Red Rock Canyon area. So as you guys know, this was a winner for the record books, and it was incredible. It was a real fun year to be a weather person. And so here's an example of the snow pits we dug to extract the snow. And what we're looking for in this is slightly elevated amounts of silver, which confirms that we are able to get the cloud seeding material from the generator into the snowpack, and then we combine that with our observations of liquid water from the snow, from the gauge up on the top of Mount Charleston, and confirm that we're actually releasing silver iodide and getting the silver iodide into the cloud and having it fall out. And then the final thing we're trying to do, and we haven't made a lot of progress so far, is to try to see what the groundwater recharge looks like, and to see if we can find the water we created in the groundwater. Now that's a complicated issue, And so far, we haven't been able to get updated numbers from the wells that we're looking for. So that's something hopefully I can work with Dan on to try to maybe get our hands on some of the well data heights that you guys have and try to do a historical relationship and then maybe do a target control based on that.
The Church of the Harvest here in Pahrump and a church from Las Vegas are joining forces to host a very special event next week, and they're inviting the public to partake in all of the festivities. News 25 is speaking with Pastor Davis for all those details.
The 18th of August at 6 p.m. here at the Church of the Harvest on Vondel, we're going to have a fellowship, and Dr. Welton T. Smith III will be our speaker from the Great Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church. And we're inviting others to come join us to participate and grow in the spiritual holiness of the Lord. We cannot do this without the anointing of the Holy Spirit. So the Lord has blessed Harvest to do this. This will be our third or fourth year, I think. And we're just trying to get the word out that people will come fellowship and join in with us, that we can grow the community, grow the relationship between Vegas and Pahrump. So I encourage you to come join us. I've got to double check. I think we've got 5 choirs. We've got the Great Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church Male Chorus. We're supposed to have Carver's Male Chorus, Greater Faith. And I think there's a couple others. But the men will be rendering the music for that night. And I'm going to double check when I get home to make sure all the choirs are going to show up. But we're going to come out here and fellowship together.
All right, it is Thursday, and you know what that means. Time to start thinking about road tripping with Ruhan. That and more after the break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, if your weekend plans involve the open roadway, well, you're in luck because Mikey Ruhan has some tips for you.
Looking to get away this weekend? The Lovell Canyon Campground is a dispersed camping area in Nevada's Spring Mountains National Recreation Area. It lies off of Lovell Canyon Road in Mountain Springs, about 5,085 feet in elevation. The campsites have dirt pads. It's a popular place for ATV and UTV enthusiasts. Lovell Canyon Campground sits southwest of Las Vegas, just off Pahrump Valley Highway. It's about 45 minutes from the Strip and 30 minutes from Red Rock Canyon National Recreation Area. It's less than an hour from the Nevada-California border. Lovell Canyon Campground has plenty of trails and beautiful sights to see. It's a first-come, first-serve, has a 14-day stay limit, and you can choose tent camping or RVing.
Thanks, Mikey. Well, whether you're road tripping or if you're playing sports outside, this hot weather could sideline young athletes and anyone who could burn up because they are expending important fluids they need. So to help them stay in the game and help keep cool, doctors with the Cleveland Clinic Children's suggest hydrating long before you take the field.
The hydration starts the morning before you get to practice. So don't skip the meals. Drink a bottle of water with your breakfast in addition to whatever you're going to have as for your meal. It's preventing these type of heat illness and dehydration injuries, which are very interrelated. I think that's the best bet for our kids to be safe.
Hydration can aid physical play and boost mental abilities, whereas dehydration can lower performance and cause athletes to become confused or make mental errors. Dr. So recommends keeping 3 R's in mind: replacement, replenishment, and recovery. He says the best way to replace fluids is to drink water, while pickle juice and sports drinks can help replenish lost electrolytes. And chocolate milk is a great recovery drink when carbohydrates, fats, and protein are needed to help the body recover after a strenuous workout. He adds that athletes should avoid caffeine as it's a hindrance, not a help. But what if an athlete is showing signs of heat illness? He says a real red flag is vomiting. Nausea can be a sign of dangerous heat stroke, which can be fatal.
If you get a kid who's vomiting and he's got a high temperature, that's an emergency. You have to cool that kid down with water or an ice bath right away.
If an athlete or anyone is suffering heat symptoms during a game or while outside, it's important to get them off the field and indoors preferably, cool them down, and have them drink plenty of fluids, preferably with sodium and electrolytes.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside at a sky full of fluffy rain clouds. Are more scattered clouds and showers in the area? Well, we'll take a look after the break.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler coming at you from the KPVM Channel 25 studios, all up and down the Ace Country Radio Network and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app that will bring you ultimate happiness. 92 up there in Fernley, 93 in Fallon. Carson City looking at a big burly 90 desert degrees, and look at Goldfield and Tonopah locked in a heated battle, or a cool battle, I guess. Cool Spot Award winners Twins today at 83 degrees, 88 out in Beatty. It's 95 in Amargosa. So off in the hot spot today, not the case. Las Vegas, congratulations, 96 degrees, and you're all feeling that love. All right, 104 degrees out in Death Valley, almost reasonable. And here in the Paradise of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. It's 93. Our current temperature, 95 just a little bit earlier. Saw some rain out of those partly cloudy skies this morning. Glad it got over with quick. I knew we were going to get a little sprinkle dinkle, but how about that? Humidity at 25% as the sun rose this morning at 5:58. Setting this evening. Look for it to go away at 7:39. Plunging into the ocean, sending us down to our ultimate low of 72 degrees tonight under clear skies. Gorgeous star watching. Humidity is still a factor at 39%. You think we'd have some clouds tomorrow, but no. Look at that. Clear skies tomorrow. Very nice. And then the rest of the week, yeah, here comes the clouds. It's the monsoon season starting to build. We start at 97 degrees. Hold lock tight down on that pretty much for about 3 days. And then we're up about 5-6 degrees. We'll see temperatures as much as 103 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. Partly cloudy skies. We'll keep a watch on the skies, see if there's any rain coming. But nobody's talking about anything right now, so just enjoy it while you can. It's going to be a great weekend. All right, back to the desk. Here's Jeanette.
Thanks so much, John. And everyone, please be careful out there on those slick roadways. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.